Today I'm going to tell you how a human child ended up becoming the king of the jungle, and how he found his place between two worlds. It all begins with a married couple who are shipwrecked in the middle of the ocean after the ship they were traveling on catches fire. Together with their small baby, they manage to reach a remote island. There, with great effort, they build a small house high up in a big tree, trying to start a new life. But fate had other plans. On that same island lived a pair of gorillas. The female was named Kala, and the male, the leader of the troop, was known as Kerchak. They had just had their own baby gorilla. But one tragic night, while his parents were sleeping, the little gorilla wanders away from the troop and is attacked by a fierce leopard. Sadly, he doesn't survive. Sometime later, while the gorilla troop is moving through the jungle, Kala hears a distant cry that reminds her deeply of her lost baby. Following the sound, she arrives at the house the human couple had built. There, she finds a human baby, alone and defenseless. That moment, the same leopard that killed her baby appears and tries to attack the human child. But Kala, determined, fights the leopard, manages to save the child and flees with him. She also realizes that the leopard was the one who killed the human child's parents. Returning to the troop, Kala announces that she wants to keep the baby. Kerchak, although initially opposed, eventually agrees, understanding the tragedy she had suffered. And so, Kala names the child Tarzan, who grows up knowing nothing of his true origins. As a child, Tarzan spends his time with Turk, his best gorilla friend, and Tantor, a friendly elephant. But although he tries hard to fit in, Tarzan is looked down upon by some gorillas. He himself feels sad because he knows he's different from the others. Even so, his mother Kala is always by his side, reminding him how much she loves him and how special he is. Over time, Tarzan grows into a strong and agile young man. One day, as the troop goes about its routine, the same leopard appears and attacks the gorillas. Kerchak tries to fight it but can't stop it. Just when it seems the leopard is about to cause serious harm, Tarzan intervenes and shows his bravery, fighting until he finally kills the leopard. He has protected his family. Shortly after that victory, a strange sound echoes in the distance. A gunshot! The animals panic and scatter, but Tarzan, curious, decides to investigate. That's when he encounters for the first time other humans, Professor Porter and his daughter Jane Porter, who have come from England to study the gorillas. With them travels a man named Clayton, hired to protect them. While exploring, Jane separates from the group and, after disturbing a baboon, is attacked by an entire troop. In the chaos, Tarzan appears and rescues her, astonishing Jane by being a man who can communicate with animals. "Don't come near me," Jane exclaims, confused, while Tarzan stares at her in the same surprise. He had no idea there were other beings like him. Tarzan takes Jane back to the camp but then returns to his troop. Kerchak, suspicious, forbids him from approaching those strangers. But Tarzan, intrigued, disobeys. Jane and her father are amazed by him, and Clayton comes up with an idea. Tarzan could help them find the gorillas. Jane, interested in Tarzan, begins teaching him to communicate, to speak, to read, and shows him what the outside world is like. Little by little, Jane and Tarzan become closer and closer. In time, the ship that is to take Jane and her father back to England arrives at the island. Jane wants Tarzan to travel with them, but he wants Jane to stay with him in the jungle. Clayton, manipulative, manages to convince Tarzan that if he shows them where the gorillas are, Jane will stay. So Tarzan agrees and asks Turk and Tantor for help to distract Kerchak while he leads Jane, her father, and Clayton to the troop. While everyone admires the gorillas, Kerchak appears furious, forcing Tarzan to fight to protect them and give Jane and the others time to escape. After this betrayal, Kala takes Tarzan to the place where she found him as a baby. There, Tarzan finds his father's suit and, putting it on, starts thinking that maybe it would be better to leave with the humans. Tarzan finally decides to leave the jungle and boards the ship with Jane and her father. But once aboard, Tarzan is attacked by Clayton's men, who plan to capture the gorillas and sell them. Tarzan is locked up along with Jane, her father, and the ship's captain. However, Turk and Tantor, hearing their friends' cries, come to his aid and manage to free them. Meanwhile, Clayton and his men begin capturing the gorillas. But Tarzan arrives just in time and, with the help of the jungle animals, manages to defeat most of the bandits. During the battle, Tarzan saves his mother Kala. Desperate, Clayton tries to shoot them, but Kerchak intervenes and takes the bullet. In the final confrontation, Tarzan fights against Clayton. At one point, Tarzan has the chance to shoot him, but chooses not to. While trying to flee, Clayton becomes entangled in the jungle vines, and as he tries to cut himself free, he ends up hanging himself accidentally. Mortally wounded, Kerchak asks Tarzan for forgiveness for never accepting him and entrusts him with the care of the troop, naming him their new leader. With the threat eliminated, the jungle returns to peace. Finally, Tarzan says goodbye to Jane, who plans to return to England. But her father convinces her to stay with the man she loves. Jane decides to remain on the island forever. And even her father chooses to stay with her. Thus, Tarzan and Jane begin a new life together, happy and free, far from human selfishness, ruling in harmony over the jungle that Tarzan has always called home. Deep in the heart of the jungle, Tarzan learned that true family doesn't always share the same blood, but the same heart. His story reminds us that love and acceptance help us find our place in the world, even when that place lies between two different worlds.
Hombre, es un hombre, has logrado ser.